You were a star child, let your light shine for all the world. When you open your mouth to reveal a pearl, let it shine more, just to light the path. If it don't add up, man, just do the math. If it ain't for you, let it pass on through.
How you doing? This is Terrion Wilson, aka your boy, Brotha T, here with another one. So we like to call this channel T's Life Tree. And on this channel, we like to drop pine cones of wisdom. If you don't know what that is, stick around, stay on the channel, you'll get it. All right, so I need you to do me a favor before we get started though. I need you to like and subscribe. So when you like and subscribe, I can continue to give you those pine cones of wisdom because I know you love them. That's what got you coming back, right? So today we're going to talk about how to spot a fraud. How do you spot a fraud? And this happens all around us. This is in everyday life. This can be friends. This can be loved ones. This can be people who you're dating, right? There's frauds all over the place. Yes, I said frauds in the family. Some of them are our parents. Some parents are frauds and not knowing that they really are frauds, right? So let's talk about being a fraud. Mine aren't. You know, my father's passed, but my mother, she's not a fraud. So I hope she doesn't watch this and think I'm talking about her. I'm not. But there are parents that are frauds, and we'll kind of get into a little bit of that in a second. Let's get into some juicy stuff first, though. Let's start it off with some juice, right? So for all of you ladies out there, how can you spot a fraud in a man? Because I see a lot of you are really going through it and really are having a hard time delineating what's a good man from not a good man, because you know, some of you are just choosing poorly. And I've watched this throughout my history on this planet. I've watched women just make poor decision after poor decision when it comes to men. And I, even at an early age, could see this guy is not right. Okay. and she'll be grown. And I'm like, you don't see what I see? I'm 13. I can see it. All right. So let's point out some of the things or some of the signs that you're dealing with a fraud. All right. So first thing I have to break down is working on yourself, right? We got to have self-love. We got to get to a point where we are trying to improve ourselves. OK, so by that, I'm saying that all of our work should be done on the inside first and then let the outside shine. Right. One way to spot a fraud is if their insides are rotten, but their outside shines, okay? Because some people use their outside to show their worth when your real worth is on the inside. Now, I'm not saying find a guy who's dirty and doesn't take care of himself and that's the prize. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that inside should match the outside, okay? If you get somebody and you see their outside is good, but it's not matching the inside, that's one sign of fraud. Okay, you might have somebody that's just doing those things and walking around with those shiny trinkets and buying the shiny cars and wearing the shiny clothes just to draw you in and get what they want. Okay, but if you have conversations and you have real deep conversations, you'll start to see little, jewels. All right, you'll get little jewels, good or bad. If it's a person that's a fraud, you'll get bad little jewels. When they talk about their ex relationships, they'll always talk about the other person as if they were the worst person on the planet. They never take personal accountability of what happened in that relationship. That's a sign of fraud. If they talk about their parents or any of their loved ones and it's always in a negative sense and they never say anything positive about it, I'm not saying they're fraud. I'm saying that could be a sign of fraud. All right. So that's a case of the outside not matching the inside, and they can look like the most gorgeous thing you ever seen in your life. They can be the most handsome guy that you ever seen in your life. That's the outside package. Inside must match the outside. Now, every single one of you, especially you ladies, you have seen situations where you've seen a good package on the outside and they was crazy as bat boo-boo. All right. This happens. Okay. Now, some things that'll show you that they have a nice inside to them, that the inside will match the outside, is that they'll talk glowingly to people. Watch how they treat people in general. Okay, even especially strangers. Okay, now if you're walking with a guy and let's say you're just walking down the street, let's say you're downtown strolling with a guy and You can be hand in hand or not. It doesn't matter. You're just enjoying the time you're talking. And the guy stops to give a bum $5. Okay. You might look at it as, oh yeah, he's being nice at the moment. But pay attention. Is he doing it frequently? Is he doing it? You get what I'm saying? How did he do it? You get what I'm saying? All right. Did he do it in a way to, hey, there you go. With a cheerful heart is what I'm saying. If he's giving with a cheerful heart, that's a sign. It's a red flag. He might be a good guy. If he's talking about his past relationship and no matter how it went, no matter what the other person did, no matter what he did, is he talking about that situation as in, hey, it just didn't work out, it didn't connect, and this was my part and that was her part in it, and I've learned from it, I'm growing. There you go. All right, that's a flag that you might be dealing with a great guy or somebody that has the potential to grow, right, and become better themselves. This is a sign. I'm not saying necessarily every guy that does that is going to be a great guy and a match for you. What I'm saying is that might be a clue to you to keep looking, right? If he fails to do that, that might be a sign that you might become that X one day that he's talking about to the next person. This is true. And that goes on both sides to men and women, right? So pay attention to that. Even if women are talking about their exes and everything's bad, that guy was bad. Oh my God, I keep finding bad guys. Something about you is drawing bad guys in, and something about you is picking those bad guys. That's just a fact. Goes both ways. Another thing you want to watch, if he has kids, pay attention to the way he treats his kids, not just child support necessarily, but watch the way he interacts with his kids, him or her, right? Watch the way when they talk about the kids, just pay attention to how they talk about their children. If they're talking about in the future and oh my God, I can see my son or my daughter doing this, and I'm setting up a nest egg for them, I'm trying to give them some generational wealth. This is a guy you should pay attention to. All right. If he never wants to talk about his kids, if he didn't tell you he had kids for a long time while you were dating, red flag. You're dealing with a fraud, maybe. All right. So, like I said, none of these are definite, but I'm just trying to give you little things that you can look at and look for that'll help you along your journey to picking somebody if you're looking for something long term. Now, if you're going short term, you just want to have some fun, I'm not going to judge you, but you might want to look for other things when you look just having fun. But if you're trying to be somebody, if you're trying to be with somebody and you're trying to be compatible with them and you're trying to have long lasting relationships, there you go. Those are some of the red flags. Now, what's another sign of fraud? A person that just talks and talks and talks about doing this and that, but they never get around to do it. They're just talking and talking and you never see any action. And then when it's time to take action and it's something positive, something high vibrational that'll take them further in their purpose in life, they find a way to get out from doing it, or they find some kind of excuse why they didn't do it. Or you might hand them a book and say, hey, I know you were into this. I bought you a book on this. Check it out. You check with them 5 months later. Have you checked that book yet? No, I haven't had time. I've been so busy over the last month, right? But every other time that you talk to them on the phone within that 5 month span, oh, what you doing? Oh, nothing. I'm chilling. Nothing. Just chilling, watching a movie. Are you putting two and two together? In other words, they'll find time for what they really want to do. So if they preaching that this is what they really want to do and you give them a way to do what they really want to do and they don't do it, they're not really trying to do that. But they'll find time to relax and watch the movie. They'll find time to get a dime bag. You know what I mean? Hey, if you smoking the herbal, hey, Brother T is not going to judge you on that either. I don't. Not for me. But if it's for you, make you feel better, and if it's legal in your state, of course, then hey, I'm not. What can I say? But what I can say is, if you're saying you want to achieve something and go higher in life, and you have a chance to do it, and you're saying you didn't have the time and you couldn't really make that happen, but you can make that other thing happen, then that's what you really wanted to do, right? So that's another sign of fraud. Somebody just talking and talking and talking when it's time to do. They run away from it. They find excuses, but yet they can find the time to do other things that aren't high vibrational and that pushes them in their quest to become a better person in this life. I hope this video helps some people out there. These are some of the things and some of the ways that you can spot a fraud. Now, I put a gender, especially when I started off, I said ladies to men, but this goes both ways. So they're pretty general. So if you see those things that I named to you earlier as red flags, pay attention to them. Like I said before, that doesn't necessarily mean the person is a bad person, doesn't necessarily mean they're a fraud, but it's something that can give you an inkling so that you can pay attention to all the other things. Now, if everything that I named is negative, if you're dating somebody and they match all those things, you might want to run. You might want to run, unless you're there just to have some fun and leave. Hey, not my place to judge. So I just want to take the time right now to thank you for taking some of your precious time, a little slither of your precious time to watch a guy like me on this YouTube channel. Now understand, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. When I speak, I use words wrong and I mispronounce words. That's fine. As long as you know what I'm trying to say, as long as you know that my heart's in the right place, and as long as you put these principles into practice, you're going to see that I'm right a lot more than I'm wrong. And I'm not saying that out of arrogance. That's just been my life until I've accepted who I really am. So thank you for stopping through and using your precious time to watch me. And I will check you on the next video, family. And I am out of here. Peace.